So at this stage of life, I feel like my faith is different than it was when I was younger because I grew up in the church. So I would go to church every Sunday and my family was always there, and my mom and dad are great people. They've always kind of instilled those values in me. It wasn't until I moved out to LA with nothing, essentially, where I was kind of away from that dynamic for the first time. And I was very much on my own. I didn't really know anyone, and I had essentially nothing going for me. And it was a difficult time. It was a time where I wasn't struggling with thinking that God wasn't there for me, or that I was gonna stop believing or not go to church. But it was more of a time where I had to sort of realize, like, because it's out here and it's just me by myself, like, I need him to get me through this difficult time. And I would say that was the most difficult 2 years of my life, because it's very upsetting when you kind of see yourself like in a place where you could be doing great things and you can kind of be hustling, but I did not know the right avenues. I did not have anyone who wanted to represent me or take a chance on me. And it was also upsetting because I did have credits, like I had done a film under my belt, but my faith played a huge part of that, because it sort of made me realize, like, look, you are greater than all of this kind of worldly stuff, and I have a greater plan for you. Just be patient and see. And that's why patience is a key to one of my keys to success, because I had to be patient. I had to be patient through that trial to see what the goals that God had for me, because I wanted it right now. Like, I wanted to audition right now and get on that show right now so I can like start building my credits. But God was like, no, like, I have something way better than that. You're gonna be an example to way more people that are gonna see you on like a network show or the soap opera. I remember I was close to booking a soap opera role, and I was crushed that I didn't get it. And you know what? I was auditioning for things stressed because I needed to get the job to live for money. I know a lot of artists are this way right now, like with music and with acting. It's like that is their check once they book that opportunity. And I was under that type of pressure. But because I put my faith first, I realized, like, look, there is a greater plan. I might go through struggles now. I have a lot of people around me who love me and who believe in me. I have to be patient, and I have to get through this time. And because I was patient and because I didn't force anything, I didn't get involved in any industry baloney. I kind of stayed the course and worked hard. He brought something into my life that I never would have expected. I found myself all of a sudden now I was working for a company, and I was working in technology for a huge company. And I never would have thought any of that was going to happen in my life. From my initial move out to LA to I'm going to pursue the entertainment business. It's like your mind is very big when you do something like that, but it's also minutely small at the same time. It's funny how that works. So during the 2-year period when I had just moved to LA and nothing was going my way, nothing was happening, I'll never forget the worst day was I was sleeping in the attic of a production studio, and I was living there. And I remember it was locked and I couldn't get in and I didn't have the key. So my only option was I had to sleep in the car that night. It had already been a bad day. I would say, like, if that had just happened, like, I would have been like, this sucks, but like, I'm okay, I guess, or whatever. But it was bad situation upon bad situation. Things had just been building up, and then I could not sleep in my bed, which wasn't even a bed. It was a blow-up mattress that I had put up in this attic area. The only way I could turn that into a positive was two things happened. I made a statement to myself that was almost funny, like, well, I'm gonna tell this story one day and this is gonna be a good story. And here I am telling the story. So I turned it around in my mind mentally that way. The second thing I did was I went in my calendar, in my phone, and I went 1 year into the future in my calendar. Like, I scrolled to like 2014 or something that way. And I typed in, I was locked out of the place I was staying. Nobody can let me stay at their place. This is where I am. How are you doing now? ? And I wrote that in my calendar in a year in the future. And I do that, and I encourage people to do that. I encourage people to, like, if you're having a rough time or a bad situation, I encourage you to go a year in the future in your calendar and say where you were. And it just brings you happiness to realize, like, wow, I overcame that and I got out of that. I don't want to say the wrong thing here, but I believe in a year in the future from there, I had gotten my first paid opportunity on social media, and I had looked back and I saw that, and that was so different from that I was like, whoa, like I can't believe all that other stuff happened in between me getting this first paid opportunity. So that's how I kind of turned a bad situation into a good one.